Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to be going over my top 10 favorite figures of 2016. Again, some of these figures might have come out in 15, but I didn't get them until 16. And as a reminder, like I said yesterday, these are my opinion, not yours. So enjoy it. Enjoy my video if you want to. If not, I really don't care. Alright, so let's just jump right into it because we did a lot of extra exposition in the other one. So, number 10. DX9 Hulky. I like that figure. It was a fun little Legends figure. We did that as one of the giveaways, and otherwise I probably would never have got to take a look at it. It had some pretty unique design elements to certain figures, like Hook, how the actual hook would fold up and then split apart, and that was the wing for Devastator. I thought that was clever. I thought that was really clever. Some of the transformations were the only time I've seen stuff like that in a transformation, and it worked out really well on most of them. I think Scavenger, not so much, but most of the other ones, they were pretty good. And surprisingly, like Long Haul had the actual transformation of the real original Devastator Long Haul. The way it all combined together, it just overall felt good. It was a fun toy. I really enjoyed it. If you collect the Legends figures, I highly recommend picking that up. It was really, really good and a lot of fun. Number 9. Another another one from our giveaways. A lot of these are from the giveaways. But number 9 is DX9 Blitzwing. That thing was cool as shit. I liked the transformation on it. I thought it was a really solid jet, a really solid tank, and then the robot mode just looked good. I really enjoyed that figure. It sucked that because Matt B won it, and I sent it to him. We followed the tracking. It got all the way to his house, and then it just poof, gone. It just disappeared, and it really sucked. I also, because I had gotten the Wave 2 of Titan's Return early, and so I had sent those to him too, so that he could review them as well, and then I ended up having to rebuy that whole wave one by one, and it sucked because it's like I already had this thing. I really don't want to buy this thing again, and he won this figure, this awesome figure, and then it just was gone. And now anytime I ship to him, I'm gonna put insurance on the box. Because I got like $70 back for shipping and stuff like that, but that was it. It was terrible. Number 8, MMC's Ravage. That thing was cool too. I have been saying this for years and nobody was listening to me until somebody actually did it. And then once they did it, now everyone's like, oh yeah, this is a great idea. But I've been saying that the cassettes, the MP cassettes, work better for a chug scale, and MP Soundwave needs to have bigger cassettes. Like, the cassettes are the same size, or are the correct size, but the actual character is too small. Because if you watch the show, there's that mass shifting that's involved where it comes out as a certain size, but then by the time it hits the ground, it's the size of a human. So, yeah. And there's no way to get around mass shifting when it comes to Transformers. Like the actual toys, you can't mass shift a toy. So this was a great solution to that problem. Because you have the Masterpiece cassette that you can put in like Soundwave's chest, and then you can have the MMC Ravage and Jaguar mode standing at his feet, like ready to go. And it looked good. I loved it. I really hope they continue the series. I know they're working on a Buzzsaw laser beak type thing. But there's a set that I would still continue to look at, just because it looked cool. I hope that they get all the cons and then go with the bots. I really think they should get some of the bots done too. Don't leave Blaster high and dry. So, yeah. It was just a good figure. A start to a great line. Hopefully they continue the cassettes. Number 7, Cloud9 Shockwave, or Quake Blast, I think they called it. Now, yes, it shared a lot of design elements from the Fans Toys Shockwave, but the argument could be made that it's just the fact, because the transformation's a little different. If you watch my review of it, you'll see that it's slightly different. And they re-engineered every single piece on that figure. It was not a knockoff. They definitely stole the engineering, but then the argument could also be made the fact that, did they really steal the engineering for Shockwave from Fans Toys or from the original G1 Shockwave? Because that's where it's all based off of. Because there's really not very many ways to make that transform. And then, of course, Takara comes out there and be like, this is how you can make it transform differently. And they definitely made that thing transform differently. But I really like this figure. It had great sculpt work, great paint work. Every inch of it was covered with that metallic purple. It was just awesome. If you called that a KO, then it's the best damn KO I've seen in a long time. Not the best KO on the list, actually, but one of the best KOs I've ever seen. But yeah, that thing was just gorgeous. Because I'm not really into the masterpiece size figures anymore. Fans Toys originally teased that their Shockwave was going to be retooled or downsized into a Voyager size. Obviously, they're not going to follow through with their plans, which is another reason why I hesitate on ever saying, like, oh yeah, Fans Toys is the way to go, because we know for a fact that they follow through with all their ideas. So, but I hope Cloud9 does, because that would be awesome. I would love to see a downsized version of that into more of a chug scale. And if Cloud9 really is the company behind the G Creations, or not G Creations, Gigapower, I've heard rumor about that. I have no idea. None whatsoever. If they are, and if they're out there listening, downsize the Dinobots to chugs too, because I'd be all over that again too. Their Dinobots are in my opinion, the best one, but at $200 a pop, on the masterpiece scale, I'm not into it. If they were to downsize them into like a Voyager, somewhere between Voyager and Ultra class, yeah, that'd be the shit right there. All right, moving on. 6. Make Toys Megatron. I like that figure a lot. Big, bulky, looks like Megatron. They did an excellent job. Finally, after all these years, and yes, I'm not including X-Transbots Megatron into this list, but finally, after all these years, we get a proper MP-sized Megatron. He was good, and he was bulky. He was a thick boy. Which wasn't quite cartoon accurate, but at the same time, I'm okay with it, because I always kind of like, while you watch the cartoon and he's not that bulky, but right after you watch the cartoon, it's kind of like my mental opinion of him is a big bulky guy. Downside on that particular figure was the feet were not nearly big enough. They should have been a lot bigger. But these things were so small that he kept falling over. So that was my one gripe, my one major gripe about that figure. Transformation was smooth, and that was really nice to see that, because you don't get that very often with high-end third parties. Apollyon. Number 5 is DX9's Megatron. I think they pulled it off just a little bit better. My opinion, again, not yours. I like the thinner bot. You seem more sleek, more like ready to throw down. Reminded me much more like the cartoon. It just overall was a good figure. I really enjoyed that guy a lot. And in between the two, if I were to buy one right now, like, if gun to my head, if somebody said, hey, which Megatron would you say is better? Which one would you buy? I'd go with the DX9 Megatron. But that's just me, and that's a very slight decision. If the DX9 Megatron would have not come out, I would have said Make Toys Megatron is the best Megatron ever made. So yeah. 4. The KBB MP10V. That is the knockoff Voyager Optimus Prime from the MP10 mold. That thing just rocked. I loved that figure to the point where my brother stole it. And so I ordered another one. Should be here soon, actually. But yeah, that thing was just... I don't know what it is about it, but I actually like that thing more than MP10. I really do. I love that figure a lot more than MP10. I like the size. The transformation works just as well. The more die cast was nice. It just overall it just was a better figure, I thought. The thing was just gorgeous. Number 3, MMC's Carnifex. Now, this is one of those ones where I'm only putting this on the list because I don't care about Carnifex. I don't care about Overlord. Meh. But I'm putting it on this list so I don't get hate. It's the only reason why he's on this list and so high. The paint on it was gorgeous. The engineering was great. I have no problems with that figure at all. I thought it was a really good figure. It's just a character I don't care about. So, I'm just putting it on here so that I don't get all that hate. But yeah. Number 2. Where'd he go? I brought him over here. MP Hot Rod. A lot of people don't like this figure. I don't care. I loved it. I absolutely love this figure. This is by far the best G1 styled MP that we got last year. It just was absolutely everything I wanted in a Hot Rod figure. Everything. Absolutely everything. And the best part is like I said, is you put them next to the Unique Toys Mania King, and they look really good together as Rodimus and Galvatron. I think that looks really good. And they're just about perfect scale for each other. Looks like Galvatron's a little bit shorter, but that's because he's got a bigger A stance. And there we go. Yep, there you go. I think they look like... It's everything I ever wanted with these two. I'm so ecstatic. It was such a good figure. I did have the KFC posable hands on him, but those things just, I couldn't stand them anymore, so I had to get rid of them. At number 1, this will come to no surprise to anyone. MP Primal. Absolutely my personal favorite figure of the year. This is actually, more than anything, the reason why I just burned myself out on MP and third-party figures is because I was sick of seeing the same fucking thing over and over again. Like I said, we had 10 different MP Starscreams that have come out. That's just disgusting. But only one Primal. We've only had one Primal. And by far, that just made me go like, you know what? If I'm going to buy the high-end stuff, I'm only going to buy it for the stuff that I really like. Because, you know, like... Let's see. Do I have him right over here? There he is. Tracks. Tracks is a character that not only did I not care for, but I hated. I did not like the character of Tracks in the show. I didn't like his voice. I didn't like his attitude. I didn't like anything about it. I didn't like the fact that he's a triple changer and he would have the wings fold out from underneath the door. I didn't care. But when you collect a masterpiece, you're supposed to collect all of them, right? Well, here's a high-end figure that it's like, okay, I just spent $70 on this. And I still don't care about it. I really don't like this guy. So when it comes to stuff like that, it's like, why should I buy this and collect it? I don't want to. You know, I'd be happy if I could find the Hasbro or Takara Tracks, the deluxe one, for like, you know, $15. I'd be okay with that. $70? That's a little much. And, you know, same with like Red Alert. It's like, I don't care about these guys. I don't want to buy high-end versions of them. I want to buy high-end versions of the things I really want. Like him. You know, the Hot Rod too. It's like, that's what we should be buying. Not be like, oh, well, you know, I do need to get a cliff jumper, so I'm going to buy that third-party cliff jumper that just came out. Even though it doesn't look very good, but it is a cliff jumper. But as soon as another better figure comes along, I'll replace it. So now we're talking like that cliff jumper is no longer, you know, whatever it is, I don't know, $60-$70 probably. Let's call it $60. So you wait till another company comes out with a better cliff jumper, let's say X Transbot does. Okay, there's another $60, $60-$70. So we're at $120, we'll say. And then, okay, then Fans Toys announces, oh yeah, we're going to do it too. So you wait another 10 years and finally get the Fans Toys version, and they're charging about $60 too. So that cliff jumper that you used to like, oh yeah, I'll just have a place filler. Now it just costs you $180. Waiting for that right one. Now, if it's a character you really don't like, do you really want to spend that kind of money on it? Because I don't. I really, really don't. And I can't remember if I actually put the video up. I might have accidentally deleted it. But just as a food for thought here. This is actually the KO version of it, of Tiger Tracks. The joints are more solid. Things latch in together a lot better. And the tires are rubber. They're rubber tires. So he rolls a lot better than the official one. This is one of those cases where the KO is better than the official. And that's sad. Because we're talking Takara here. Anyway, so yeah, there's my top 10 favorite figures of last year. Primal comes in at number 1. And this year, probably Cheetor, unless another big Beast War figure comes out. I'm still hoping for a Megatron. Come on, Takara. Oh, and I'm so excited for the repaint of the Primal. That is exactly what I wanted, because I wanted to get a second version of him, but I really didn't want to sit there and buy, you know, 2 of the same character, you know, 2 of the exact same toy. So now that they're doing a repainted version of it, I have an excuse to buy it. And it looks like it is, so it's the toy color. So I'm sure we're probably going to get a Burning Convoy too. Maybe a clear one as well. Those were big in the Japanese version of Beast Wars, I believe. So that would be kind of cool to see. Although, you know, it's like, yeah, whatever. I'll probably still buy them because it's fucking MP Beast Wars, and I want to support them. And then Cheetor's coming out. Of course, we're going to get Shadow Panther, and we're going to get Tigertron from that. So that's going to be cool. And maybe we'll get the toy version of the Cheetor as well. That would be pretty cool. I won't lie. I wouldn't mind getting the cartoon accurate and then the toy version of all the Beast Wars. I would not bat an eye on that at all. And that's a big difference for me between Beast Wars and Masterpiece. Is just, like I said, it's like I can't justify spending that kind of money on a Masterpiece figure when it's a character I don't care about. So anyway, what's your top 10 figures for last year? I wanna know, or top 5, whatever, or just your favorite figure. Let me know. And yeah, I guess that's it.